Hello, you are listening to Disney Travel Tales, episode number 60. This is a space where you can escape the real world and immerse yourself in someone's recent Disney vacation. I'm Jenny, and today is such a fun show. I'm talking with Judie about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Judie was there visiting the very first night of the party. She also got to be at Magic Kingdom on October 31st for Halloween and then went back on November 1st to see the magical transformation that happens overnight. Never miss a new episode of the podcast by subscribing to it wherever you are listening right now. The rest of this year is going to be fantastic, and I would hate for you to miss an episode. I'm currently looking ahead to 2023 and needing a few guests for the show. If you're traveling to any Disney park or going on a Disney cruise in January, February, or March, I would love to talk to you. Email me at jenny@trolleylanetravel.com and we can start planning your show. If you're unsure about being on a podcast and just have some questions, go ahead and ask me. I'm happy to help see if this is something you would be interested in. Okay, so let's get going. Imagine yourself walking down Main Street while it's snowing, and let's go. So today I am back with Judie. She has come back to talk with me all about when she visited Walt Disney World and attended Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Yay!
Thank you for having me back.
Yes, when I found out you were going to this party, I have been dying to talk to someone who's been to this party. So, yeah, I'm so glad you agreed to come back on.
Thank you.
Very exciting. And even more exciting, in my opinion, because I'm a huge Disney fan, you got to be at the parks to witness the change from Halloween to Christmas.
I did. I got to attend Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party on Halloween night. And then that ends at midnight, and they do a quick changeover of the park. When the park opens at 8 a.m. Magic Kingdom on November 1st, Christmas is there. Disney magic.
It really is, because even though the party ends at midnight, people don't leave at midnight.
No. Certainly, just like any other night, you are allowed an hour to go through the shops, and people linger even after that to get photos of the castle with the Halloween projections on it. And transportation, those buses and monorails can be a long wait.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they get that park changed over in a matter of hours.
That is just it's amazing to me. I've always wanted to be there. It is a goal of mine to be there to get to see it. And you got to see it. So what was that like?
Oh, my gosh. It's so magical. To know, that I was there and all of the Halloween wreaths, the Mickey and the Cinderella carriage wreaths were up one moment. I feel like I barely went back to my hotel room and slept. And I walked through those gates the next morning, and there's the Christmas tree. It's the only place you can experience magic like that.
Yeah, it's stunning because the Christmas tree is gigantic.
It is. I think I forget, but I want to say that it's 60 feet tall.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So much fun. I just think that's so magical. And if you ever get the opportunity to get to be there during that, I would highly recommend it. Especially because you got to go to the Halloween party on the last night on Halloween.
That's right.
That's so fun.
Yeah. True trick-or-treating. Kingdom.
That's awesome. So much fun. Okay, so let's just jump right into the Christmas party. So what day did you attend the Christmas party?
I attended the first date, which was November 8th. And it was a bit interesting because we had what we thought was going to be Tropical Storm Nicole, initially subtropical and then tropical, and ended up actually being Hurricane Nicole. But the night of the party, she was still Tropical Storm Nicole. So we knew we were going to have some weather, but they did not cancel the party. And that's a fine line for Disney. If it's going to be rained out entirely, sometimes they'll cancel the parties. Mm-hmm. I know it happened with a couple of not so scary Halloween party dates.
Mm-hmm. I know I was following you on Instagram, hoping you got to go to the party. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if she doesn't get to go?
Yes, I was watching the radar like a hawk throughout the day, and I had done inadvertently done the 4-park challenge because I was getting photos throughout the day. So I'd started my day in Animal Kingdom, hopped over to Epcot, hopped over to Hollywood Studios, and then to Magic Kingdom, and got there right around 5 p.m. So you can enter the park for these special ticketed parties at 4 if you have a party ticket. So it was just a little bit after, but the party doesn't start until 7. So no special entertainment or anything going on in those hours from 4 until 7.
Yeah, and it is nice when you have a party ticket to go early, but if you can avoid going right at 4, it's usually so crowded.
Yes, the lines from 4 to 5 at the gates to get in, because you do have regular Magic Kingdom park guests that can still enter the park in that time frame, utilizing some of the gates, and the rest of the remaining gates are for party guests. So you can expect to wait if you are going to show up at 4, or plan on being there significantly before 4 o'clock if you want to be one of the first inside the gate. And there are some benefits to that.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So from the Disney website, it says that the party runs this year, November 8th to December 22nd. And I went and looked, and all the dates are sold out except December 13th and December 15th.
It's amazing. Yeah. I had just posted the night before I went to the party of which dates were sold out. And as of prior to the first party, there was still quite a bit of availability. And then media and that first party hits, and even though it was a very wet party, mm-hmm. more dates sold out immediately.
Mm-hmm. And there are travel promotions going on to Disney around that time, so that, helps.
It certainly does. Yeah. I had been looking at, could I do another trip? But I'll wait till Festival of the Arts.
Yeah, for sure. And it tends to get a lot busier closer to Christmas. So, yeah, you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons.
Right. If you're looking for less crowds, that very first week of November when the party decorations have gone up is a great time, mm-hmm. or the very first week of December.
Yep.
In between, you've got Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas crowds start to converge.
Yes. As soon as kids start getting out of school, people start going to Disney. Kind of just follows that system. So yeah, the Christmas party is like the Halloween party in that they have a special parade, they have their own fireworks show, and it seems like to me the Christmas party kind of has a few extra perks that the Halloween party doesn't have.
Yeah, so with the Halloween party, you get trick-or-treating mm-hmm. around the park. With the Christmas party, you get milk and cookies throughout the park. And by milk, I mean beverages. Mm-hmm. So there's various locations, places like Cosmic Rays, Pinocchio Village House, over in Frontierland where the Country Bears normally are, where you can go and get cookies, and they're packaged so you don't have to eat them right away, and a beverage. Now the beverage isn't packaged, and it varies location to location. So some do have milk. One had eggnog.
Oh, that's fun.
One had hot apple cider, and one had like sparkling cider. So a lot of fun treats. They do have allergy options available. So the one thing I did notice is if you have a dairy allergy, they didn't have an alternative beverage at the locations that had eggnog and milk.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That sounds so much better to me than candy.
Right. I mean, there's just something Christmassy about having a cookie.
Yes, like I want to go just to go eat all those cookies. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, and then each location has a different type of cookie. So you get your gingerbread cookie and like an iced molasses type cookie. There was a shortbread sugar cookie, all very yummy.
That sounds so fun. I love it. So what else is it like at the Christmas party?
So you have the standard Christmas decorations that are up at Magic Kingdom beginning November 1st, but they do put up a little bit of extra, like, blow up Mickey's Not So Scary, or Mickey's Very Merry decorations, so that as you're walking in, they guide you down Main Street, not the center, but that side path that they normally use for when fireworks are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you pick up your gift. And so this year, the gift for attending the party when you arrived was a little snowflake ornament with the date on it. And that you go through there to pick that up, as well as your first cookie.
That's so fun. And that ornament, I've seen pictures of it, looks beautiful. It is a nice ornament.
It is beautiful, and it matches the park map that's specific to the party as well. So it was a nice little keepsake.
Yeah.
If mine had stayed dry.
Aw. Yes, it was very rainy.
It was, off and on.
Mm-hmm.
So my party adventure started rainy. When I arrived, it was not raining heavy, but raining enough that the cast members had their ponchos on over their outfits, and their Christmas party outfits are different than their normal Main Street everyday outfits. They're very festive and adorable. So they kind of direct you which way to go, and I had my umbrella out, but by the time I picked up my ornament, the rain had kind of slowed down a little bit, enough for me to try and plan out how my evening would go.
So what did you decide to do?
So the first thing that I did, since they already kind of veer you off towards Tomorrowland, is I chose to go ride Space Mountain because it has a special overlay for the Christmas party. There's a couple of rides that do. And Space Mountain is overlaid with green and white and red kind of strobe lights. To be aware of if you're sensitive to that stuff. But it's really fun because it does light up the building. So if you've ever dreamed of riding Space Mountain with the lights on, this is the next best alternative.
Oh,
and
that's
they play,
cool.
I don't think it's officially Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but it's a very similar type of soundtrack. So you've got this Christmas like rock going on and these strobe lights, and it's very fun.
That sounds fun. I love that.
The wait times for the rides during the party are very minimal, so that's always really nice too, to get to ride some of those e-ticket rides without waiting hours for them.
Yes, for sure.
Hey parents, do your kids listen to podcasts? Do they like solving mysteries and flexing their imaginations? Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is a new children's mystery podcast. Your kid can join Billy Bonanza and Susie Sockington on exciting and wacky adventures as they attempt to solve mysteries around their school. Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is available now on all podcast platforms.
After I rode Space Mountain, the rain had kind of cleared out a little bit, so I went to go and get something to eat. And there's special treats during the Christmas party for purchase as well. 2 of those treats were at Casey's Corner. So I head back out to Main Street to stop at Casey's Corner and get some dinner. They had a holiday funnel cake hot dog that I tried. I think officially it's called the Holiday Dinner Dog, and it had cranberry mustard, stuffing made out of funnel cake, and cheese curds.
Oh my gosh. Was it good?
It was very good. The funnel cake stuffing was not really like stuffing. It was more like pieces of funnel cake. Definitely a knife and fork hot dog, not a pick up and take a bite out of hot dog. But very fun and festive. Stuffing is my favorite food, so I was hoping it would be a little more like stuffing. But it still filled my belly to get me through the rest of the evening. And then the other thing that Casey's Corner had is Christmas tree cake, which is red velvet brownie cheesecake.
Yum.
With an eggnog, buttercream, and spiced caramel topping. And it has little sugar Christmas lights on it. And so, of course, since I was there, I had to try that as well. I'm not a fan of cheesecake, so I can't say it topped my list of favorites, but I know people around me were really enjoying it.
It sounds like it was really pretty, too.
It was. Definitely a lot of Instagram-worthy treats. just like Disney's great at doing all year round.
They're very good at that.
They are. Sometimes they don't taste good if they look good, but Disney hits the mark for both.
That sounds good.
After I ate, it started to rain again, and it was getting close to 7 o'clock when the party was officially going to start. So you notice at that point that the cast members are asking to see wristbands to make sure that you're a party guest. In order to get any queue for rides or into any of the shops, you had to have a wristband. And then if you were a day guest at the park, you were not allowed to exit through the shop. So you were just guided down Main Street and kind of out of the park. Mm-hmm. Right at 7, they make an announcement welcoming you to the Christmas party. And it's got the official, Disney announcement. And then Mickey and Minnie say a little something, which is such a special touch. It makes you feel like you're at their home.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
That's sweet.
Yeah, really special way to start. And normally in the past, they put up merchandise exclusive to the party right at 7, or they unveil it right at 7. So I went into the shops to take a look and see what there was this year, and they didn't have any party-specific Christmas merchandise this year. So that was a little disappointing, and I know there was a lot of us in there that were looking for it and kind of hanging out, thinking maybe they just haven't put it out yet. And finally, I asked a cast member about it. They wouldn't say whether it's a shipping delay and there'll be some at later parties, or whether they just didn't do it this year. But other than that, they had all the Christmas merchandise that's been up in the stores for a couple of weeks now. That usually goes up before November. So browsed through things, but decided I didn't want to carry anything around. So I left the stores, and my next stop was to get in line to get a popcorn bucket. I had seen Disney parks posted that there was a special popcorn bucket that was going to be released in the parks on November 11th, but exclusive to the parties. They released it for us as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Part. Yeah. So the line wasn't very long, and it was available at the Main Street Hub popcorn cart, as well as the Liberty Square popcorn cart. So I chose the Liberty Square one. Was right next to the Christmas shop. So lots of beautiful Christmas music playing as I waited in line. And at this point, it wasn't raining, so didn't need my umbrella, and was able to get the popcorn bucket. If you haven't seen it, it's like a drum, and it's a music box. So when you turn the dial on the bottom, it starts to play music and rotates through classic Disney Christmas scenes.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
Yes.
We here on the state-based parks haven't had a musical popcorn bucket ever. So this was totally new and novel, and people were going crazy for it. But they had enough for the party. I didn't hear about it selling out at all, which was good. A note to any of your listeners, if they do plan on going either Disneyland or Disney World, both parks have this, but the metal is very thin, so don't pack it in your checked luggage because it will bend.
That's really good advice.
Yeah, I opened up my suitcase actually just today. I haven't unpacked yet to find my popcorn bucket a little misshapen.
Oh no! See,
yeah,
I'm always a slow unpacker as well, so I get it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, but I got smart this time around and shipped all of my dirty clothes home. That way I had room in my suitcase for all of my new goodies.
That's very smart. I like that tip. I might have to use that one day.
Yes, when you're traveling domestically, it works out lovely. I think one package of dirty clothes had arrived by Saturday, and I got home on Wednesday, and the second one arrived yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, not bad.
Quick and easy.
For sure. I've never even thought about that. That is a great, great tip. I'm always the one like sitting on the suitcase to just force it shut.
Right. And you want to have the chance to, get the things that you want, especially when it's a trip for a special occasion or, a once in a lifetime trip.
Absolutely, for sure.
So after I got my popcorn bucket, I knew that we were getting close to the first parade. And the parade times happen at 8:30 and 11 p.m. So I figured I would stake out a spot for the castle stage show, the parade, and the fireworks kind of all at once. So I found my spot. The first stage show was supposed to happen at 7:40. And so I'm set up there with my tripod so that I could live stream it on Instagram. And it started to rain. And not just a little drizzle, but really rain.
Mm-hmm.
So they made an announcement that the first castle show would be delayed and that they hoped that it would be able to start at 8 p.m. Disney was great. They had maintenance cast out there squeegeeing the stage because the performers cannot perform if it's wet.
Right.
But the rain did not stop. So I moved my stuff a little bit to see if I could get a better spot for the parade.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still raining. And it rolled around to be time for the parade. And it was still raining. So they made an announcement that the parade would be delayed until 9 p.m. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to wait any longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose to go and ride the Teacups, which is another ride that has a holiday overlay. So they do the green and red lights on that one as well and play Christmas music.
That's so fun.
It is. It's so fun. And the Teacups is such a classic attraction, even if you're not, a spinner.
Uh-huh.
Just being able to sit there and allow the ride to go around. And that was actually a walk-on. I pretty much, myself and maybe 3 other families were the only ones on it. And it's covered, so we weren't getting wet from the rain, and that was really fun.
Uh-huh.
And that, since I walked right on, didn't take any time at all to ride,
Mm-hmm.
or allowing some of the littler kids to just ride again because there was no one in line.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go experience the Jingle Cruise, which I had done in daylight previously, but I wanted to see it at night as well with all the Christmas lights lit up. So I rushed over to Adventureland, and that one I would say was the longest wait of the night. It had probably a 45-minute wait, and it was listed as a 70-minute wait. So not too bad, considering what it is on a normal park day.
Absolutely.
And it was very fun. Had a fantastic skipper. Really nice to see all the Christmas lights lit up. And then afterwards, I hopped onto the Aladdin's Magic Carpets. It doesn't have a special overlay, but I wanted to see when you're up above Jungle Cruise, does it look any different?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with all the Christmas overlay on it. And it really actually does, because the whole front of Jungle Cruise is covered in Christmas lights.
Uh-huh.
It was a unique view from up there.
That's really cool.
What was going on. The sign all lit up with multicolored Christmas lights.
Yeah, that's such a good idea.
Yeah. It's also, I didn't do it this particular night, but it's a great place to see the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen the show with the projections, get up there on Dumbo or Aladdin's Flying Carpets and watch the fireworks from there.
That's also really good advice.
Very fun. So speaking of fireworks, it was kind of time at that point to go and see if the fireworks were going to happen. So I made my way back towards Main Street and found a great spot for watching the fireworks, and happened to hear the parade music coming by. And I debated whether or not to try and squeeze in to see the parade. From where I was at, the parade wouldn't pass by me in the hub. It goes around the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the choice that I would wait till the 11 p.m. parade and just stay in my good spot for the fireworks. So the rain had stopped. I had my spot for fireworks, listened to the parade go by, but I got a little distracted because I got an alert on my phone that my flight home for the following day had been canceled.
That's awful.
So I spent my time waiting for the parade, trying to get myself rebooked onto a flight to get home, to miss what was now Hurricane Nicole.
Oh my gosh, that is just awful.
Yeah. So I travel to Disney World frequently, and a lot of times because it's where mine and my sister's birthday fall, we're there during hurricane season, but I've never seen anything happen this late into hurricane season. So it certainly wasn't something I was really prepared for, even though I knew there was a tropical storm. Caught me by surprise, but I got really lucky to be able to get an earlier flight so that I could get out of Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, it is just crazy to me that there was a hurricane in November.
Yeah. I think so many people in Orlando, because they had a very hot summer, were wishing for cooler weather. And Mother Nature just said, the best I can do is a hurricane. And it's unfortunate that it didn't do very much damage because they had just been hit so hard with Hurricane Ian.
Yes, it's just too crazy, too much.
Yeah. Poor Florida coast.
Yes, absolutely.
So got that all, squared away, and the fireworks did happen on time, which was kind of the first yay of the Christmas party. Beautiful fireworks show, kind of new this year. I think they didn't change the name. It's still Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Show. So Minnie Mouse is the host. Really lovely projections on the castle of different Christmas scenes and the fireworks program. And then after the fireworks, I wanted to see if I could catch the stage show, but it started to rain again. So instead of doing that, I chose to go ride Splash Mountain, trying to get a few more experiences in there before it changes over. There's no Christmas overlay on that ride, just normal routine. And then my plan was to head straight back to the train station to the front and find a spot for the 11 p.m. parade. So after I rode Splash Mountain, made my way back down Main Street, wandered through the shops a little bit, and was really lucky to find a spot right in front of the Christmas tree. So as the parade's coming down Main Street, you get the view of the castle in the background, people lining the streets for the parade, but it's a clear view right in front of you. I could not have asked for a better spot.
That's great. So great.
So lucky. The rain had stopped. It seemed like it was going to be, I got there about 40 minutes before the parade was supposed to start at 11. Had my popcorn that I had gotten earlier, so I was just happy sitting there munching on popcorn and waiting for the parade. About 5 minutes before the parade was supposed to start, and it starts back in Frontierland, so it takes some time for it to get to Main Street. It starts to sprinkle. I'm like, okay, with this sprinkle, we'll be all right. The parade, already started back there in Frontierland. So I'm waiting and waiting. 11:10 rolls around, and the sky has opened up. And it's now raining heavier than it has rained at all this whole evening. There is a very well-known Disney blogger who was sitting right next to me who packed up their stuff and left. So that should have been an indicator to me that maybe, this was not going to happen the way that I had hoped it would.
Yeah.
But I hung out, and I'm glad that I did, because I got to experience Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Rainy Day Cavalcade, which included Mickey and Minnie in their holiday outfits, Donald and Daisy and Pluto and Goofy, Santa.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So still got to see Santa, as well as the princesses. And they were all in various, like the Main Street vehicles that are covered. And then the princesses were in their covered, what is that? Pagoda? So all protected, from the wet weather. And if I hadn't have hung out, I wouldn't have got to see that. But at this point, people were mass exodus from the park. I think it had been a very wet evening, and none of the castle shows had happened, so there wasn't a whole lot more going on.
Mm-hmm.
I decided I was going to use the last little bit of time to run and pick up cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So I made my way back into the park and did a loop beginning in Tomorrowland all around the park, picking up my cookies, which thankfully they're packaged. So I just tossed them into my backpack and then head back towards the front. Looked to see if there was anything in the confectionery that caught my eye, but I knew I had a bag full of cookies. So I just took those back. And then you get a parting gift at the end of the Christmas party. And it's a limited edition print with Mickey and Minnie, and it says Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, has a castle on there.
That's cute.
Really lovely little gift to bring home.
Mm-hmm.
And it was wrapped, so I didn't have to worry about it getting wet in my backpack.
They were prepared.
They were. I was very, very grateful for my umbrella and my poncho. Ended the night with very soggy shoes, but still had a lot of fun. I missed out on quite a bit, meeting the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them do meet indoors, so like Mickey in his Christmas outfit meets there in Town Square like he always does. That's an indoor meet and greet, so could have done that. Santa Claus meets in a covered area, but his line is not covered.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're waiting, you need to be prepared in case it's wet. And then all of the like special photos, PhotoPass photos, I kind of skipped over, but they had some really, really cute ones. I know Disney Parks blog has put out Instagram posts of all of the ones that are available. I just personally didn't think in the rain when you're sopping wet that those photos come out very cute.
Yeah, I mean, I would be curious to see if they actually do.
I saw as I was leaving that there were still PhotoPass photographers on Main Street. Not very many of them had lines, but they were still getting photos of people in front of the castle. And it is a unique photo. I mean, it's not very often that you're going to be standing in your Christmas pajamas or, outfit in front of a rainy castle.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. So, what were just your overall thoughts of the party?
I love the Christmas party. It's one of my favorites because there's a different sort of magic at Disney at Christmas time than, say, the Halloween party.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas parade is one of my favorites, even though I didn't get to fully experience it this time. I definitely feel like if you're there when the Christmas party is happening, it's worth taking that opportunity to go and experience shorter wait times and some special entertainment.
Yeah, I love the parties in general. I think they're really fun. I think it's funny this year, I'm pretty sure the first Halloween party was like a rain out, and now the first Christmas party was.
It was. That's right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Had some interesting weather this time around. I know quite a few people, because most of the entertainment was rained out, had spoke with guest relations about where is that balance of when they refund or not. That's not something that I felt like was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And it really depends on which cast member you talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know I heard that they will give you sometimes tickets to another party, but if you're not going to be there, that doesn't really work.
Right. If you're not a local or easily able to get there.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard when all the parties are sold out.
Yeah, that is true. So since you did the Halloween party and Christmas party while you were there, let's compare the fireworks. Which fireworks show did you like better?
Oh, I probably enjoyed the Christmas fireworks better, just because that's my preferred holiday of the two. I think that there's better projections for the Halloween fireworks, but overall the show's more cohesive for Christmas.
That's good to know. I saw the Halloween party fireworks, and I've been to a few Halloween parties, and this year it didn't feel very cohesive.
No.
Yeah. So good to know the Christmas one is. And just overall, because it was a really rainy time, what were the crowds like?
Very low.
Yeah.
very low. I expected and anticipated being the first Christmas party. All of the bloggers are there, all of the YouTubers, all of the Instagrammers. They did not offer a media preview for the Christmas party, so everyone who needed to document it was there. But I think the rain kept people who were not there for content creation, kept a lot of them away.
Yeah.
That especially families with young kids, I did not see very many. And usually there's a lot.
Yep, that makes sense.
Keeping a stroller dry isn't easy.
Oh, no. And just kids in the rain, they're never happy, and that makes nobody happy.
Right.
So what was your favorite cookie that you tried?
Probably the iced shortbread cookie. It had like a blue frosting, and normally I don't do blue food, but it's Christmas, so why not?
Yeah.
And this is going to sound really strange. So shortbread cookies kind of have to be covered in flour after they're baked so that they don't stick to things or crumble. And I like that texture. So like biting into that and getting the soft shortbread with the crisp icing on the outside and that little bit of flour just made it my favorite. It's a unique thing, but for me it worked. That's
so cool. So is there anything else you want to say about the Christmas party in particular?
Not that I can think of. Just you can't do everything. So if you're planning on attending, just like any other day at Disney, make a plan ahead of time of what your priorities are. If you want to experience special attractions, if you want to get special photos or food or just want to collect cookies, know what is at the top of your list.
That's really good advice. And I also think it's easier to pre-plan your plan at the Christmas party than it is a regular day because it's like a short amount of time. But yeah, sit down, find out what they offer, and figure out what's most important to you.
Exactly.
So what was your least magical moment of the party?
Probably getting the rain poured on as I was waiting for the rainy day cavalcade to come through. Even with a poncho and an umbrella, I still ended up pretty wet. Soggy shoes are never fun.
Yes, that's just such a bummer. I'm so sorry that happened.
No, I mean, it's an experience, and you just have to take it for what it's worth. You know, I know, even in November, that it's still hurricane season, and weather does come through. And you prepare for it as best as you can and then make the best of it. And for some families, that is going to be to choose to stay at their hotel, have a movie night or hang out. And for some people, dancing down Main Street in the rain is okay too.
Yeah. Just whatever you're comfortable with. So what was your most magical moment at the party?
I think getting that spot in front of the Christmas tree for the parade, even though I ended up not getting to see it, was just a special moment, knowing like this is the spot. Clearly, if I'm surrounded by YouTubers and bloggers, I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
And that doesn't normally happen to someone who's not there for content creation.
Absolutely. That's so cool. At least you got a good spot for the cavalcade, right?
That's right. That's right. And I had plenty of space because everybody else had cleared out.
Yep. Well, Judie, thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about your experience at the Christmas party. Why don't you share with everyone where they can find you on Instagram?
Yes, I'm the happiest Harer. That's Harer on Instagram. I travel to Disney several times a year, both Disneyland and Disney World. So lots of fun adventures in the parks there. We have a girls trip coming up for Festival of the Arts, probably at the end of January. Dates are still in the air, but we're so excited as a group to share with everyone what is my favorite festival at Epcot.
That's very fun. I will definitely be following along.
Thank you. I love it.
I hope you enjoyed hearing all about Judie's experience at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. The holidays at Disney are magical, and if you're thinking about going next year, let me help get that vacation on the calendar for you. I'm an agent at my favorite agency, Trolley Lane Travel, and I love helping people plan Disney trips. It's a passion of mine. All of my services are complimentary to you, and I would love to help you create a magical vacation that fits all of your wants and needs. Next week, I will be back with a new guest. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams become a reality.